Aloha. First off, I take my hat off to these two gentlemen, to the organizers. It's an honor. The Sheikh has moved somewhere, God bless him. But it's been a blessing since day one. I met the Sheikh 11 years ago in Iran, and we hit it off right away. What a blessing. This is a man that you don't get one like that every generation. You know, he's that special. The whole of Islam should be revering this man, and it just shows the sorry state of Islam and the Saudi control of the mosques that would allow for a man like this to go unrecognized and unappreciated. We need to change that big time. This man is also a gift. He is a plethora of knowledge. This is the kind of stuff that's been fascinating me. I worship the truth as I do God. That's my master up there. He's my only master. So I take my hat off to these gentlemen. The Sheikh's not here to see, maybe he'll watch it later, but thank you. And thank you to the organizers. Really, really. I hope there are more events like this. I really do. And with time, more people are coming. If nothing else, that's what the people of Gaza have taught the world. Coming from America, and I'm an American-born son, I served in the U.S. military, I'm an ex-Marine, I'm a machine gunner, I was in combat, blah, blah, blah. I was young and dumb. I was a mercenary for the banksters. And thank God I never killed anybody. By the grace of God, I didn't kill anybody. But I got judged. There's only one judge. None of you are him. Nobody is the judge. Only he. So I was taught a lesson at an early age when I did the right and honorable thing as a U.S. Marine. I didn't just follow orders. Before I had this event where I didn't just follow orders, I was a model Marine. I was as good as it gets. I was top notch. I tell you what, I'm ready to go to Gaza right now, and I'm still fit and fiddle at 55. Give me my M249 saw. I'm ready to go in. I'll be happy to go in and fight Israel right now. Please, let me. I want it. Really. These people over there, they're not just people I care about. That's my family. That is my family. Literally. In fact, here's a message. This is a message from my family in Gaza. This is what, I'm not even able to say their name because they can send a missile to them. Literally. There's a crowd fund for them, but I can't share it because they'll send a missile for them. This is how bad it is, Imagine having a family member or family members, and you can't help them because the system is stacked against you and gonna come after you. And trust me, I've been through a lot. And I tell you what, if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger. I'm strong, boy. I'm not backing down for nothing. This is a message from Gaza 2 days ago. Every time I get a message, it's like, praise to Allah, praise to God. Because I know this could be the last message, literally. I'm going to read to you a message from my family in Gaza. And this, literally, I may not get another message. I'm praying that I get to reunite with my family over there. That I will be able to see them smile as I saw them smile as children on the beach when I was so blessed to be able to make a party for them. They had already been through hell in Operation Cast Lead, for anybody who might remember that. Oh, that's way ancient history. Nobody cared back then. Just a few of us. They went through hell. 27 members of their family slaughtered and not allowed medical attention for that was before. For 4 days, they weren't allowed medical attention. Imagine having your child in your arms and they've got bullet wounds, like literally Zainat Samuni. Literally. 4-year-old son, Ahmed, who literally has 2 bullet wounds in his chest, but he's alive. He's alive. And imagine holding your 4-year-old son And by the way, the father was already executed in front of the family by the Israelis, literally. So dad's already gone. And here's Ahmed in his mother's arms. And she wants to get medical attention. His life could have been saved. But the Israelis not only wouldn't allow any medical attention in from the Red Crescent Society, but when people went out trying to do this with white flags, they were shot at. So now you have to sit there with your 4-year-old son for over a day while he bleeds out. And his last words are, "Don't worry, Mom. I'm going to be with Dad." So, as you can tell, it's personal for me. And if it was my own child, you couldn't pay me to be nonviolent. I don't know how the Palestinians do it. I really don't. If you put most people through this, they would be so hateful. So if you put the Americans to, oh my God, when the Americans find out that, yeah, the Jews did 9/11, yeah, no, they did the USS Liberty, yeah, they're behind COVID too. They own all the pharmaceutical companies. Oh yeah, BlackRock and Vanguard that owns your country, yeah. Yeah, AIPAC, the American Israeli Political Affairs Committee, yeah, they bought and paid for and brag about owning all your politicians. And your current president, he's in bed with them. He was buddy with Jeffrey Epstein. If they weren't so dumbed down and mind controlled, how could you ever allow your state? This is my birth nation. Curse my birth nation. Curse it. It has a debt that can never be repaid. It will burn in hell. The Sheikh is exactly right in his books about where the entirety of the godless West is going. This is their fate. If any of them can manage to come to God, hey, I pray for you that you do that, but I can guarantee you this. I ain't God, but guaranteed you're going to hell. You're going to hell. Here's my message from the Samuni family 2 days ago. My dear brother, the truthful friend, the man of the strong, generous support. But as you, I said first, my brother, but my father, he refers to me as a father figure to give clarity, because I knew them when they were kids. I've known them for 17 years now. So, like, I call him a brother, but I'm more of a father figure. Keep in mind, his father's been executed. So he grew up without a father. I had an abusive father. So, you know, I can only imagine what it would have been like to have a loving father. So anyway, that's the context of referring to me as a father, who I am proud of everywhere. For he's proud of your reassurance, support, and prayers that will not leave us, for your love and your love for me and my family in Gaza. My brother, you are the one who has not and will not be absent from us for a moment. These criminal days are the bloodiest and devastating: bombing, death, hunger, destruction, and displacement. We do not know what is following us as the war continues to exterminate and famine that we have been living in daily for 2 months. It is the deadly death, not the missiles, of this American Zionist enemy. The children and population are dying of starvation, my brother. What kind of person with a heart can imagine and bear these scenes? People are dying, and the body is a skeleton, not to mention the pieces, blood, and scattered meat. Brother, we only want these massacres to stop. We call upon you, O Allah, to stop it from you that you are capable of. There you go. That's straight from Gaza. Every good thing I've ever done, all praise to God. And the thing was, when I was young, I have to thank my dad because he was abusive and he didn't love me proper. So that just motivated me. It was like, I will impress you, Dad. I will. So these gentlemen have covered the New World Order so well that I can hardly top it. And I've obviously given you a taste of what's happening in Gaza right now. But definitely where I want to go with this, and this is why I share what I share now, is what can we do about it? Because my attitude from day one has been, if there's a problem, well, are you doing something about it? Is someone else doing something about it? Are they truly doing something about it? Are they pretending like they're doing something about it? And if they are, then you do it. You go do it. Don't sit there and wait. Why are you waiting for someone else to do what you can do yourself? Why? Why? Who are we waiting on? What are we waiting on, the United Nations? Are we even waiting for our own governments and militaries? Does the capacity exist right now for people, if they united, to come together and say, you know what, we're doing this? Yes, yes, that possibility exists. Anybody who says otherwise, I beg to differ. We can sit and hide behind the excuses all we want, but have we all, when we look ourselves in the mirror, have we done everything that we can? Have we? See, the man that I respect, the man I need to see looking back in the mirror at me, is the man who did his best, who wasn't afraid, who stood up and said what needed to be said. That's the man I respect. In order for me to even have respect for myself and peace of mind, which I do, is that, one, I don't underestimate what my best is. I don't. Why set the bar so low? You know, listen, if you set a low bar, then you damn well better achieve that. Otherwise, you're not doing your best. You're lying to yourself. And even the term, inshallah, don't use that as an excuse. God wills you to put your best effort forward. Does anybody doubt that? Do you think God doesn't wish you to do all that you can do? To be in service? To sacrifice? Is that not the definition of a godly person, man or woman? Or is it about how many prayers we say? Or how many good politicians we support? Or how many charities we do? And how many of those charities are we really watching? How much is being used on the back end for admin? How many of the agendas within the charity are subverting the very people that they're proclaiming to help? Such as the case of Western charities, which made the Palestinians put issues like homosexuality and transgenderism. Remember the Israelis talking about how, oh, we're so liberal and we're so, the Palestinians are throwing homosexuals off buildings and stuff. Does anybody remember that? I do. I've been watching. This is their cell to the west. And by the way, where is the epicenter, the mecca of homosexuality, transgenderism, and pedophilia? And take a guess. The Jewish state of Israel. Yeah. And by the way, pedophiles who go and rape the Goyim in America and Europe, guess where they get to run, where there's no extradition treaties? Oh yeah, the Jewish state of Israel. I've been saying Jewish state of Israel, and I've been getting pushback from people who are supposed to be on my side because, oh, it's not all the Jews. I'm sick of that programming. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. Every single one of you Jews who is behind usury, who are posing as liberal, when in fact you are what Jesus referred to as the synagogue of Satan, I make no apologies. You are my enemy. My duty is to fight you to the end, literally. And I'm a man, for Christ's sake. What is a man's job? What? To sit back on his butt and complain? That is a sorry excuse for a man. By the way, how many children are being raped in this world? How many tens of millions of children are missing in this world right now? We, men, all of us, have failed miserably, disgustingly, shamefully failed. We are failures. Muslim, Christian, I don't care, failures. Children being raped. And our politicians literally raping these children. And then that videotape is the stock that the synagogue of Satan uses to put these people in power. And we allow this. Why? Oh, I could lose my job. But everybody else, paying taxes to governments, paying taxes in the United States for genocide. You pay for those 2,000-pound bombs. You're paying for it. Oh, but tell God that you protested. Do you expect God to give you a ticket to the kingdom of heaven when you paid for genocide? You paid for the burning of children. You paid for the burying of men, women, and children. You paid in support of the synagogue of Satan, otherwise known as the Jewish state of Israel. Good luck with that. No, I refuse, absolutely refuse. And I call on all men to look yourself in the mirror. Are you the best man that you can be? Are you? Are you being a proper Muslim? Because I'm going to say it straight, there's a lot of fake Muslims out there. And many more fake Christians. Disgusting. You shame God with your fake service and sacrifice. And you shame Jesus. How did Jesus feel about the Pharisees, the usurers of his day? Well, I think he felt pretty strongly about that when he came out the temple and he saw the banksters of his day. What did he do? Upturn the tables, splash their dirty usury gold all over the place so that the people could grab what they could. And he let go the animals that were caged, and he broke out a whip and whipped them. That's how you serve and sacrifice for God. I ain't Jesus, but I love him. But he is not God. And this man here, the Sheikh, we had this conversation. I had just met him. And the moment I saw him, I had watched the Sheikh for a long time. And I was like, what? Nobody's saying it like the Sheikh. I didn't know him yet, but I was admiring from a distance. Not many Westerners, ex-Marines, know of the Sheikh. Why would they? They're more concerned with OnlyFans and the football game and getting a six-pack down at the local 7-Eleven. Yeah, why would they care about the Sheikh? But I did. I knew about the Sheikh. And when I met the Sheikh, it was beautiful. I was in the hotel. We were speaking at a conference 11 years ago. And I'm sitting there waiting for the elevator, and it opens up. And there's the Sheikh. I'm like, Sheikh. And he said, Ken. And I was like, oh, you know me. Of course. And it was such a beautiful, to know that he has seen my stuff, and I, of course, had seen his. And I remember we had this discussion, and I already was defending Muslims already for 10 plus years. I was calling out, it was Israeli Mossad, Jews who carried out 9/11. Larry Silverstein, Frank Lowy bought these two worthless asbestos-filled buildings that transferred billions of liability from the New York Port Authority to them. That's not a very good business move. You probably wouldn't want to buy two worthless, half-empty, asbestos-filled buildings that literally transfer billions of dollars of debt to you. Oh, but wait. Let's just double the insurance policy on our worthless asbestos-filled buildings. Oh, but then, 9/11 happens. Oh, wow. Boy, a month later, 9/11 happens. Oh, wow, the buildings turned to dust. Wow, that's never happened before. I didn't know an aluminum can/plane could actually turn two steel frame buildings to dust. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, there's the disposal problem gone. Oh, that worked out well. Oh, insurance policy. Oh, wait, but we doubled it. Let's collect several $billion for our worthless buildings that we just brought down with directed energy. That's how they brought down the Twin Towers. Conventional demolition with Building 7, by the way. Whatever, Dr. Judy Wood, where did the towers go? It worked out quite well for Frank Lowy and Larry Silverstein, right? Oh, by the way, that's Lucky Larry. Why they call him Lucky? Because, see, he ate at the windows. He had a breakfast at the Windows on the World, which was the top floor of the North Tower, if I'm not mistaken, one of the two. But you know what? As Lucky Larry tells the story, he was going in because he had so much work to do, but his wife insisted that he had to go to a dermatology appointment that day. And he's like, I'm too busy. No, no, no. And his wife insisted that he didn't go in that day, along with a bunch of other Jews who got a text from Odigo which told him don't go into work that day. Oh wow, that works out well, doesn't it? So wait, hey, check it out. All you Muslims got blamed for that. You all got blamed for that. Gee, I wonder if that has anything to do with the Jews not liking you lot. It might, perhaps. You know who they hate more than you, though? Jesus. Oh, they hate him. He's boiling in hot excrement in hell, according to their holy book. Did you know that? Yeah, and Mother Mary, Maryam, the highest of the high, the highest in Islam. Oh, yeah, no, she's a whore, according to them. Yeah. Is that not an enemy? At what point did these people become, how many countries they've been booted from? I know Dr. Olsey knows this. I'm probably, the Sheikh knows it. It's actually 110 now. They've just been booted from another one. 110 countries have booted the Jews over 1,000 times. But we're just all innately anti-quote Semitic. Oh yeah, but they're not even Semitic. Do you see how deep this goes? They control language. They control the media. They control Hollywood. They control your politicians. They control the weapons industries. They control the pharmaceutical industries. They own BlackRock, Vanguard. They're the Rothschilds. They own your bank. They control your bank. They've dictated usury for everybody. But hey, there's good Jews. I'm sick of your good Jew stuff. If you're a Jew, I call on you to renounce any law of return that you have to your podunk, unlawful, synagogue of Satan, genocidal state from day one, which does not have a right to exist. All these mouthpieces saying Israel has a right to defend itself. It doesn't even have a lawful, much less God-given right to exist. No two states. You can take your two states and shove it where the sun don't shine. No way shall they be rewarded for their Zionist, genocidal, torturous raping. Literally, they riot in Israel for the right to rape us Goyim. Fact. And the guy who was on tape raping a Palestinian did a tour of Israel after they rioted and got him out of jail, and he's a hero. He is their hero. Can you imagine if the people knew? And furthermore, they knew that, you know what, at the end of the day, the Palestinians fit into the same category as you. It's just that on a real estate level, they're more important than you right now. Because there's this little thing called Greater Israel. Yeah, Google it. Greater Israel. I've been saying this for years, well over a decade. Google it, damn it. This is their real intent. Greater Israel. And as the Sheikh has articulated all too well, and your episcatology says, prophecy says, and Christian prophecy says, we are in end time. We are. And it ain't the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who's coming back. It's the King. It's Jesus. And Islam says this. I bet they don't tell that to their mind-controlled audience in the media, do they? No, you're all grooming all of us to rape us. That's what you're all doing. Yeah, that's the Jew-controlled media. Literally. Oh, and Muslims, fanatical Islam, radical Islam. Yeah, that's responsible. 19 dudes with box cutters overpowered the entire might of the U.S. military-industrial complex, took out 3 planes, several buildings, and all masterminded from a guy on dialysis who was in a CIA hospital a month before, who's hanging out in a cave in Afghanistan without a cell phone. You have to be mind-dumbingly brain-controlled to believe this. This shows the sorry lot. And here's another big lesson for everybody. This is a hard one. I tell you what, I got my dose of humility when I was in the Marine Corps. As I said 35 years ago, I realized you're an idiot, Ken. You are an absolute idiot. And you go ahead and soak that up for the next 2 years. And I decided I don't like being an idiot. I don't like being a chump for nobody. No. This whole system is going to decide the fate of all of us. If I do have any disagreement at all, I believe in prophecy. I believe in episcatology. I see it playing out, and I saw it playing out before I met the Sheikh. I'm even further blessed now, having read his book, The Quran and Russia's Destiny, and also Jerusalem in the Quran. I really highly recommend it. And anything that the doctor here has written, I would highly recommend it. But I've read these 2 books. Wow. Filling in all sorts of pieces of the puzzle. I believe and I see it. I see it. And I saw it from a largely kind of secular point of view, even though I am a Christian. Absolutely, I'm a Christian. But I'm also a Muslim, and I'll explain that in a bit. It's playing out. It's playing out right before our eyes. But I also believe in something else. And it's why I love God. It's the reason why I love him more than anything else, because if he didn't give us this, then this would all be a Shakespeare play. Everything would be a Shakespeare play. So this is where I have just a small, and this is where, when we start to get into real debate and philosophy and critical thinking, then we're going to have these kind of conversations. And trust me, it's going to accelerate human potential exponentially when we start having these types of intelligent discussions. I love God more than anything else because of what a good parent would do, has to do. It's your duty. It's called free will. Now, if we didn't have free will, if we were all destined, then God is just like a movie producer, and you're all characters you don't even know. You may think that you're free thinking, but you're not, because God made you, and you're going to go ahead and do what he wrote it down in a script in his head, and he made you all characters, and it's all going to play out in a certain way, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and that's all there is to it. My critical thinking leads me to the point that, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that. If for no other reason, I'm not going to accept that, because if I do accept that, then that means I don't actually have free will either. Like, there is no chance that the world would go in any way different from prophecy. I believe, right or wrong, and I look forward to meeting my maker. I'll find out. Oh, shoot. Oh, God, I was wrong. Oh, my God, I'm going to find out whether I was wrong or right. I believe that if we do what we're capable of, then we will get the result that we want, and that what God wills. Inshallah, God willing, I believe God is willing us. I know that God is willing us. But I find it hard, if not impossible, to believe that it is just simply what it is, and that free will, if you look at the world and the state of the world today, and we're being really honest here, how many people are truly servants of God? Let's be honest. How many of us are investing as much time in God, service and sacrifice, as we are in where we live, what kind of car we drive, what kind of friends we keep, you know, how pretty the lawn looks. I want this, that, and the other. I know there's good people in this room, but I don't think any of us would be so delusional to think that we're all the best self, the best that we can be, myself included. Maybe the Sheikh. He's proven a lot, boy. But I believe that free will, potentially, at the least, if we're going to have a real critical thinking, philosophical discussion, at the very least, if enough of us choose the side of Gog and Magog, of usury, of Satan, Lucifer, if enough of us choose that, is God truly just going to come in and just go ahead and clean the slate and like give us this? Now, again, it's not as simple. We could get deeper. 999 out of 1,000 combatants, according to the Quran and prophecy, are going to be dead. Let me be one of those 1,000, and I'm happy to die. No problem. When this war happens, make no mistake, I intend to fight. And if I am so blessed, when Jesus comes down in Syria on the wings of angels, I'd like to apply for the job of being by your right-hand side there, Jesus. I really would. May I please? And this is where, you set the bar high. Is that going to happen? Come on, I could be dead tomorrow. I assume nothing, I take nothing for granted, and I'm entitled to nothing. I have to earn it. There is no shortcut. I'm not done. I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I know I'm not the best version of myself. I pray every day for the guidance from God and the knowledge and the wisdom and the angels, because I've met many that can help me do the best I can do. And I have a mission. My mission is a better world. I'm talking a better world. In that better world, there will be absolutely no pedophilia. There will be absolutely no homelessness. There will be absolutely no people devoid of clean drinking water. Everyone will have clean drinking water. There will be healthy food, not this junk food that's killing us all, little by little. Healthy food. We will be tending our gardens. There will be traditional families in this better world. There will no longer be gay pride and all of this madness, which is a complete attack and affront on anything godly. There will be a world in which you will work, like say for instance in Adolf Hitler's Germany or England, when it didn't have usury, where the average work week in England before the Jews managed to invade and come in by getting in bed with a corrupt king, 14 hours a week with ownership of the land. Imagine working 14 hours a week, owning the land, a healthy parcel of land that you live in. Do you know why England was able to create these magnificent architectural and engineering feats? Because when you have a 14-hour work week and you're doing well and you're not worried about paying bills, what does a healthy man want to do? Well, he wants to do something, leave a legacy, right? So why not work on magnificent cathedrals or bridges or infrastructure? And, why not? Wouldn't that, I don't know, to me that sounds like fun. That sounds like food for the soul right there. That's what they were able to do until the Jews came in. And by the way, we can just see this pattern over and over and over. It's like a broken record. Every time they get their dirty, usury mitts on our leadership, it's the same pattern. Maybe that's why they've been kicked out 1,000 times from 110 different countries, or maybe we're just all anti-Semitic, which we're not, because my kids are Semitic. They're Palestinian, which is actually Semitic. And you guys aren't even from that region. That's why you've outlawed DNA testing, because it would prove that you have no genetic claim, no biblical claim. You have no claim whatsoever, but I'm anti-Semitic because I call out you fake Jews? Look at how much control they have, that we have to even kowtow to their language. By the way, I'm proud to be an anti-Semite in the context of what they're saying. If you're not being called an anti-Semite, you ain't doing nothing. Literally. Thank you. I'm happy to be called an anti-Semite in your context. But I'm still confused about my hatred of my own kids and the mother and all that. I'm trying to work that one out. We can make this better world. The better world that I see has all of these beautiful things that I'm talking about. It does not resemble this world, by the way. And if I live to see the day, I'll tell you what, I'm already such a blessed man. If I live to see that day, then I mean, I've already been divinely touched on a multitude of levels. But if I live to see that day, I'm the most blessed man, who's as blessed as any man who's ever walked this earth. If I see that day, I never thought I'd see that day. I don't expect to see that day. I don't anticipate and have any entitlement, or I don't care. I will happily die, tortured, raped, burned alive, whatever. If that's what I got to do, so be it. But I will die with my honor. This I can assure you. I will die with my boots on, as we say in America. And in this better world, this is honestly what I want. Like, if I have the opportunity, like before I'm going, I'm leaving, I'm departing this mortal realm, to enter into the ultimate fate, good or bad. Am I going into the eternal hellfire, or am I got my ticket, my first class ticket to the kingdom of heaven? I don't know. I'm not entitled. I am a sinner. I have many areas to improve. I will not in any way assume that it's good, bad. I'm just going to do my best to earn this one instead of that one. I hope, whatever, man. You know what? I accept. I'm humble. I really do accept. But if we create this better world, I swear everybody's going to do this. They're going to do, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be like, duh. Why didn't we do that sooner? Literally. Literally. And by the way, Islam and Christianity, it gives you a blueprint. It gives you a blueprint. Here's where we're all sinning. By the way, I've never paid any income tax ever in my life. Never voted in their sham elections. So I'm trying my best to get my ticket to heaven. I left my family in England, and I've left America long ago, because if I'm even buying one item and even one penny is being used to carry out genocide with my money, no, I don't respect that, man. I can't do that. I don't want to have to stand before God and justify why I didn't leave that country where my taxes were being used to pay for genocide. That don't work for me. So I left that. Nonetheless, and I don't have any credit, by the way. No credit cards here, but I also have no debt. How many of you have credit cards? So what, you driving a nice car? You got some nice toys? How much debt you got? Do you own that home? Or do you have a mortgage? What's a mortgage? That's a death grip. You have mortgage, and you have usury, and you have interest, and we're all participating in it to one degree or another. I've done everything to extricate myself from that, because I know what it is. It's a big old sin. It's an unacceptable sin. It's a reflection of the godlessness of the world we live in, and the duplicity and hypocrisy of many who call themselves Christians and Jews. Excuse me. No, they're at least somewhat more honest about their fake Torah. By the way, I give a shout out to the real Jews, although I tell you what, I have too much experience with them, like Neturei Karta and the Orthodox, the ones who are refusing to serve right now and who are getting beat in Israel right now. Love and respect, okay? I could happily share that space with them. I could. But they reject usury. They do too. They also respect the Sabbath. For us Christians, you're supposed to respect the Sabbath. There's supposed to be a day of rest. How many of us do that too? Even I'm breaking that still. I'm trying to really get no more of that. Take that day off. For us, it's Sunday. I know it's different in yours. But we are involved in usury, if we're going to be honest. Too many of us. And we are involved in complicity with crimes, whether it be corruption within our government. I mean, here you're not paying for genocide, by the way. This is why I came here. That, and I've met Dr. Mahathir. Wow, what a beautiful man. We don't have a leader like that. Listen, you're entitled to your view of this man, but in terms of what I have watched this man say geopolitically and calling out the Jews, you guys have the best damn leader, literally, in the international scope. I'm putting him up there with Gaddafi, who, wow, say whatever you want about him. He ended usury, completely liberated his country, did a magnificent aqueduct that brought water to a desert and created agricultural land. He did all the things Adolf Hitler did, by the way. Adolf Hitler did all this. I'm not going to get into the Havara Agreement, and I really want to talk to the Sheikh about that and whatnot. I do not subscribe at all to the belief that he was working for the Jews and that the Havara Agreement was that. I will say this. My opinion, based on my understanding of the man, I've read Mein Kampf, I've studied history. If he was working for the Jews, then I just don't know why they would have allowed him to outlaw usury, to arrest 5 Rothschilds, to liberate his people, to bring pride back to Germany, to wipe out the Weimar Republic debt, which turned their Reichsmark into worthless money. 500, a wheelbarrow of Deutschmarks would buy you a loaf of bread. By the way, that's coming to the whole world. So nobody looks at World War II. Oh, Adolf, 6 million gas chamber. Oh, God, shut up with that mind-controlled programming. That's a lie. Who told you that lie? The same people who told you all the other lies. By the way, here's a comparison. Here's a likeness between Palestine and Germany. You want to know what it is? Here's a little connection I made, which, I don't know, if we were all kind of thinking about it, we'd be like, oh, wow, yeah, oh, yeah. Okay, did you know that in 1933, when Adolf Hitler, a war hero, by the way, a proper man, he was against war, the amount of times he offered really accommodating peace deals with the Jew-controlled British Empire under the drunkard Winston Churchill and the Soviet Union. What the hell is that? That's the exterminating Christianity Soviet Union, where anti-Semitism is punishable by death and the Christians were killed by the millions, aligned with Christian America and Britain. What? How does a Christian nation ally with a nation that literally mass murders you if you preach the gospel? How does that happen? Oh, wait, maybe because the Jews run all 3 of them. And Judea declares war on Germany, 1933. 14 million Jews of the world unite. Do you know how many Jews, according to the Jewish Encyclopedia, were living on this planet in 1933? About 15 million. Okay, let's get this straight here. Judea declares war on Germany. Subtitle, subheading, 14 million Jews of the world unite calling for the destruction of Germany. I'm sorry. So wait, the whole of Judea, over 90%, by the way, in Israel, throughout this entire genocide, 98% approval from the Israeli citizens for the genocide. The only thing they're concerned about now is getting back their chosen ones. And they're a little pissed off with Netanyahu, whose real name is Milikowski, by the way. They all changed their names. So anyway, getting back, 98% of the Israelis today support the genocide of the Palestinians. Fact. I have to respect the Israeli government. What did he just say? Oh, I do. I respect the Israeli government. You know why? Although Netanyahu's got his little angle right now, overwhelmingly they represent the true democratic will of their people. The true democratic will of England and America is not to go into this war, not to support the Jewish state, not to pay millions in welfare while we're homeless to the Jewish state. That's the true will of the people. But the government of the United States and Britain and in the entirety of the West does not represent the true will of the people. But in Israel, they do represent the true will of the people there because they want 98% support for genocide. So I respect them for that. I wish we had a representative democracy like they do. Never mind the whole apartheid reality of it all. You know. So, 1933, Judea declares war on Germany. Over 90% of the Jews of the world unite calling for the destruction of Germany. I have a book called Germany Must Perish by Kaufman. He created that word that's an insult called Nazi. Nazi. That's a derogatory term implanted in your mind by the Jews. A guy named Kaufman. They're actually National Socialists. And I can explain that just very briefly, and I'm going to move on. So 90+% call for the destruction of Germany. We're talking about total destruction of Germany. We're not talking about winning a war. We're talking about total destruction of Germany. Okay? Oh, wait. Oh yeah, that sounds like Palestine today. The Jewish state, what'd they say? Human animals? Is that what you said? Human animals. Are you calling for like using 2,000-pound bombs to take out entire buildings and then claiming how righteous you are because you dropped leaflets saying get out? They've done that. They've been doing that. The most moral army in the world, they told you. Literally. The most moral army in the world. Did you openly declare my family to be human animals? And did you cut off all water, food, electricity, humanitarian aid? Yes, that's why my family's starving right now. And they were already going through hell. Have you been sending incendiary bombs into tents and burning people alive? Yes, my family's seen it. They've been right there. Have you been dropping weapons of mass destruction of every form? We're talking experimental weapons, everything. Did you declare your intent to wipe out Palestine? Yes, and you have the support of Trump-a-dump, right? And now the Americans are so stupid. He's going to make America great again. He's going to send your country straight to hell. And he's going to be the last one, you idiots. I swore to protect and defend the United States, the Constitution of the United States, to fight all enemies, foreign and domestic. The enemy is inside the gate, and the American so-called patriot is an idiot. You're an idiot. I tried to help my country. Disgusting, pathetic. Where's the real men, you idiots, waving your damn flag? Did you ever read your Constitution or your Bill of Rights? Do you even know what the law is? Or are you submitting to the color of law? And by the way, there's a higher law than any of your laws. It's called God's law. Are you aware of that? Do you answer to that? I'll tell you who answers to that, a proper Muslim. You want to know some real Muslims? They're called Hamas. Yeah, Hamas. What do you mean? Oh, let me tell you. By the way, are you unaware of the fact that basically all of the Palestinians, the thousands of Palestinians, we're talking children, thousands, and the rest of them are all raped and tortured in the prisons. I have met them. I have met dozens. I have met Ismail Haniyeh, former prime minister, God bless him, who was martyred last year, who gave me the key to the city of Gaza and awarded me Palestinian citizenship. I've met him, lovely man. I met the man who was friends with Sheikh Yassin, the founder of Hamas, literally, in London. I met him. He used to hang out with Sheikh Yassin as a kid in Gaza. Of course, I asked about the Sheikh. What a beautiful man. I just told the mother of my children about Sheikh Yassin, or another friend, and she didn't know. She loves the Sheikh, by the way, but she didn't know Sheikh Yassin and the founder of Hamas. He's similar to the Sheikh here. Like, Sheikh Yassin was just like such a sweet old man, and he had spent 23 years, I believe, in prison, tortured, through hell. And when he came out, he came up with this idea, the Islamic resistance, Hamas. That's the founder of Hamas right there. He's more Muslim than, I don't know, probably any of you, barring the Sheikh, literally, because he stood up for his people. Does God command you to lay down and just allow your people to be genocided in all your land? No, he does not. God is calling on you to do what you must do and to fight. And so Sheikh Yassin, they hit him coming out of the mosque. They hit him with several missiles, like they hit former Prime Minister Ismail Haniyeh last year, like they've hit so many. And then his replacement was Rantisi. He was another really good man. He was the rightful heir. They killed him too. I remember this very well. I was watching this, like, man, they don't kill the ones that are not so great. They like those. Those are the ones. I'm not saying that all the ones that are alive. We saw Yahya Sinwar. Oh my God, did you see him? The head of Hamas on the ground. The Israelis were like saying that he was a coward. They were basically, every accusation the Israelis make is actually a confession, literally. Like, literally. Whatever they're accusing me of, I'll tell you about me too. Whatever they're accusing the Palestinians of, mark my words, that's what they're doing. You know? And the Palestinians aren't doing that. So, Hamas, I've been on, they don't invite me on Hard Talk and CNN and any of them anymore. Their policy with me now is like, pretend like you don't exist. And even people who are supposed to be on my side, people like Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, or just any of these people that have big platforms. It's like, I'm sorry, have you not heard of me? Not only have I spoken all the things you're now talking about, I've been doing it for decades. Oh, by the way, and I've been on the ground, and I've lived there, and I've met the leaders, and I've defended Palestine. I've disarmed Israeli commandos. I'm called a terrorist by the Israelis. I'll get to that in a second. But apparently you don't know about me? You don't. Or I haven't earned the credentials like your whatever university degree or whatever you talked about. I don't talk alone. I do something about it. Talk is cheap at the end of the day. Do you think talk is going to get us to the Holy Land and victory and God only needs us to talk? Even I know this in Islam. That's the second level. The first level is you got to at least reject and not participate in injustice. That's the bottom line. So usury, boom, we're all breaking that one, aren't we? 2, you've got to speak against it. You've got to put your head above the parapet. You've got to start making yourself a target, put a bullseye in your head. It's risky talking. But if you're really strong, you don't just reject it. You don't just not participate in it. You don't just speak about it. You do something about it. You're a warrior for God. And if you ask me, that's the highest of the high right there. If you ask me, Jesus was a warrior. If you ask me, St. Michael, he's a warrior. If you ask me, Adolf Hitler is a warrior who ended usury, who liberated his people, who created the wealthiest, highest standard of living in the entire world while the rest of the world was sucking on the Great Depression engineered by the Jewish banksters. Getting back to Hamas, because I've got only a few more minutes left. How many times did we hear about the 40 beheaded babies and rapes? How many times? Over and over and over and over again. 40 beheaded babies, rape. We even heard Joseph Biden, who likes to touch his own daughter, taking a shower with his teenage daughter, who touches kids inappropriately, who's done deals with China. He's got a coke snorting pervert of a son. Biden told us, I never thought I would see videos of babies be beheaded. He said that. And the whole media owned by the Jews parroted it. And Piers Morgan, you coward, you never had me on. What, you didn't get the memo? You don't want me on? Let me answer your question. Do I condemn Hamas? No. Respect. Respect. That's what a man does. No, I don't condemn Hamas. Furthermore, you all said they raped. You said they beheaded babies. The truth is, and now this is verified, even in Jewish media, not only did they not rape women, they put coverings on them because in Islam it's not proper to be showing your cleavage. With all due respect, sister, here is some clothes. We will take care of you. One of the hostages, a beautiful young Israeli, literally talked about how Hamas saved their lives. Literally, when they were getting bombed by the Hannibal Directive. The Hannibal Directive. That's the Jewish state's policy of wiping, erasing their own chosen ones because they're politically a liability. And in the Hannibal Directive, Hamas defended these young women and saved their lives and gave them food when the rest of Gaza is starving. Hamas did that. Hamas did that. I say love and respect. not only did they not rape, they did what God would command, as a proper Muslim does. And your 40 beheaded babies lie. Lie. You all, the media, all of you, you're guilty of war crimes. According to the Fourth Geneva Convention, war propaganda is a war crime. Did you not know there was no evidence backing these accusations? You did know. You knew it, but you get paid by the Jews. That's why you lie. And all the politicians who serve them, you serve Satan. You will rot in hell, and I will die with my boots on before I will ever submit to you. This is the attitude we need to have. Enough. Over. There is a line in the sand. There is no gray area here. You are either on the side of Satan or God, one or the other. And I challenge everyone to become better. Better. Become a better man, a better father, a better woman, a better mother. Become a defender, and if you're the best of the best as a man, become a warrior. Fight to the end. All praise to God. All praise to God. Thank you.